government have completely abandoned the living wage. You did talk a lot about it, but then when I thought about it, I thought, when was it they were talking about it? Yes, it was just before the election. And the same as all of your pre-election promises, like snow on a ditch, there it is gone. So it's no living wage for workers. Now, your man, the head of Uisce, Aaron, he's just sanctioned a fairly hefty pay increase for him. He's nowhere near the living wage and he's still getting an increase. Nowhere near it. Nowhere, and he couldn't spend in 10 lifetimes all the money that he has. But he will get a pay increase. The Minister also didn't address the unaffordable cost of childcare because, again, that's just one of those things that you say when you are in the run into an election. So the Minister will remember his party leader couldn't pass a microphone back in October, November 2024 without reminding people of their commitment.
We're going to make childcare costs much cheaper by capping the cost of sending a child to childcare at €200.
And what happened to that? Again, all of your pre-election promises gone. Because you are in now and you don't care. You've taken €1,400 off of disabled people. And what was the response of the government? Minister Calleary said that it was misleading and dangerous. Imagine, misleading and dangerous. He was very concerned, he was, to suggest that people are choosing between heating and eating. Disabled people came to the AV room and they told us that there are days when they have to make a very real choice between groceries that they need, energy that they need, and bills that they must pay. So yes, they are in a state where there are surpluses that run to billions and pay increases available for very, very well-off CEOs. But the people on the front line of your policies, so the people who will have to pay those higher rents when you ram your rent hike bill through, those people, no pay increases for them, no big bonuses, no bonanzas, nothing like that. They get told to make do and mend. People with disabilities said it. They are making a choice between heating and eating as a direct result of government policy. We see food inflation running at 4%. And again, that's just a figure, 4%. But in real life, that's a mum standing at the checkout saying to her child, put that back. We can't afford that this week. And there's shame in that. I know these people, they come into my advice clinics and they tell me that they are ashamed because they have to tell their kids that they can't have something. And sometimes it's something fairly basic. And I never, ever fail to remind them that the shame belongs to this government. The shame is not theirs. They want to be able to provide for their kids. They work hard, but if they're on the minimum wage, they won't get any closer to a living wage under your government. You've made it very, very clear. Any government with a serious interest in protecting people from inflation has to do at least these three things. First, they must put supports in place and they must have targeted payments for energy, for the basics, for people to be able to live. Second, they have to tackle price gouging. And again, time and time again, I heard it from Neil Richmond a couple of years ago. Oh, he was bringing in the heads of the supermarkets. He was going to talk tough. Well, Jesus, we're paying an awful lot more than we were. He's probably glad he doesn't bring them back in again because the prices went up almost immediately. And the third thing that a government should do is just not make things worse.
Thank you, Deputy.
Don't jack up the cost of going to college. Don't jack up the cost of renting. But you don't listen and you don't understand that.